You want your highlight video watched right? Well, if that's the case, and I know it is, you're gonna need to listen to this video today. We're talking about putting together your highlight video and getting the order right on the Gridiron Stud Show. Hey, I'm talking to you. Recruiting advice for everyone. It's the Gridiron Stud Show. Yes, highlight videos get turned off, never to be watched again. It happens often. I've seen it happen myself. And if you don't want that to be you, you've definitely landed in the right spot. We're going to talk about that today. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're informed the next time I put out a great highlight video. Not a highlight video. See, I've got my mind all wrapped up in highlight videos. Not a highlight video, but when I put out a video like this about highlight videos, you're going to want to definitely check it out. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified. Also, you want to follow me on social media at Gridiron Studs, whether that is Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram at Gridiron Studs. Make sure that you follow me there. And finally, if you're a college or if you're a junior college or a high school football player, you definitely want to download the Gridiron Studs app. That is going to boost your recruiting. It's going to help you. I've got college football coaches on that app every day looking for talent across the country. So get on there right now, download it on the Google Play Store or the App Store and create a profile. I'll have a link to it down in the description below. So be sure to do that. So if you're a guy like me that's watched tons upon tons of highlight videos, you get a chance to see some highlight videos that are done right, and you have a chance to see some highlight videos that are done wrong. So we're gonna focus today on the things you need to do right so that that highlight video stands out amongst the many that are out there, because that's gonna be the name of the game. First of all, let's talk about why you need to get the order right. Many guys I know will go through their season, make their highlight video, and they'll take all their best plays from the first game, put them on, and then all their best plays from the second game, and then their plays from the third game, and so on and so on and so forth. Granted, that is easier to do when you're going through the Huddle, app, or you're online doing it on Huddle. It is easier to do it that way, no question. But easier isn't always right. There's definitely a way that you need to put that highlight video together, and the way that I just described it certainly isn't it. But first of all, why do you need to have your highlight video clips in the correct and perfect order? I need you guys to understand something. I know when you're out there trying to get recruited, you tend to think in small numbers. You tend to think, oh, it's just you, or it's just the guys in your local neighborhood or your city or your state that are getting recruited. I need you guys to understand something, and I need to make this very clear to you. They're recruiting all 50 states. The majority of the colleges that you're thinking about going to are recruiting players in all 50 states. Think about how many counties are in each one of these states. Think about how many cities are in the counties that are in the states. And that starts to add up to a lot of players. What does that mean? That means those coaches are looking at hundreds and thousands of films on prospects for each year. For each graduation class, they're looking at a ton of film. And listen, get you to do anything hundreds and thousands of times, it starts to get a little monotonous, boring, and you just start looking for reasons to stop doing it. And if you give that coach that reason, he'll do it. And first of all, I do need you guys to understand this. A majority of the time when you send a highlight video in, when you are the one contacting the school to try to get them interested, most likely it is an assistant in the recruiting department that is looking at that highlight video. They are the first line of defense when it comes to highlight videos. They are the filter. So they will watch the highlight video first. From the large quantities of highlight videos that they receive, they will then filter through them and find the kind of videos that would be of interest to the coaches that for each position. So you've got to get through their line of defense first. And if you bore them to death, I can assure you that that highlight video is going to get turned off. One good way to make sure that your highlight video doesn't end up in the trash heap is to get the order right. That means you've got to capture that, first of all, that recruiting assistant's attention immediately, and then after that, and it goes to the next level, and it goes to a position coach, or it goes to a coordinator, or it goes to the head coach, you're going to need to capture their attention as well. So trying to lead up to some kind of story where you put the better plays later on in the highlight video is not the way to go. A lot of these guys will watch for a minute, maybe 2 minutes, And if you haven't captured their attention by then, sometimes even shorter, that highlight video is out of the way. So first of all, the reason you need to put your highlight video clips in the correct order is that coaches are looking at hundreds and thousands of highlight videos, and your highlight video needs to stand out if they're going to continue to watch it and even consider offering you a scholarship. So how do we structure that highlight video? Outside of putting your best play first, there is a rhyme and reason to how you structure the highlight video if you are going to maximize it, grab that coach's attention, and put them in the mood for offering you a scholarship to play football for them. So no matter what position you play, some positions more than others, within those first 10 plays, you're going to need to show that coach or coaches all of the talents that you possess. So for example, like wide receivers, as I just talked about in one of my most recent videos about how what should be on a highlight video for wide receivers, let's give you an example. If you've got good ball skills, you're going to want to include that within your first 10 clips. You're going to want to show clips, or a clip at least, where you displayed some really good ball skills. If you're a good route runner, you're going to want to include that in your first 10. If you've got speed, you definitely are going to want to include that in your first 10, and I would dare say you want to kind of put that early on in your highlight video. If you're a guy that can block well, you want to include that as well. Within those first 10 plays, you need to have shown that coach or coaches everything that you bring to the table. Don't wait to show it to them, because the truth of the matter is they may not see it. They may some may go into their film session saying, giving this guy 10 plays, he needs to show me what he's about in those first 10 plays, because I'm going to make a determination whether or not he can play here for us. So everything that you bring to the table, you're going to need to show that within those first 10 plays. If you're a guy that plays multiple positions, I would say this: you want to get a clip from all of the positions that you play. So if you're a running back and you're a defensive back and you also return kicks, within those first 10 plays, you're going to want to get clips from each 3 of those aspects into your highlight video. What does that do? It captures the attention of the guys on the offense, whether that's the running back or the wide receiver coach. It's going to capture the attention of the defensive back coach, and then it's also going to include the special teams coach in there. Perhaps a running back or wide receiver coach doesn't think you're a guy for him that could play for him. You may have now captured the attention of that defensive back coach. Or maybe both of those guys aren't really all that excited about you, but the special teams coordinator really feels like we need a return guy. How about we take a look at this guy here? Whatever the case may be, when your film lands in the hands of that recruiting assistant, he is going to be able to see that you return kicks. He's going to be able to see that you play defense. He's going to be able to see that you can run the ball or catch the ball out the backfield. And now there's 3 different coaches that he can take your highlight video to, and that gives you 3 different chances to be offered by that school. So if you play multiple positions, I'm here to tell you within those first 10 plays, you're going to want to get something from each one of the positions that you play in there if you're trying to get yourself offered by that school. And finally, what are the things that captures a coach's attention? We know football is a physical game, and nothing excites a coach, no matter what position he coaches, than aggression and being physical. Even if you are a guy on offense and you're a running back, if you were physical on a run, you ran some guys over, or you ran through some tackles, that definitely captures a coach's attention. Obviously, if you play on defense and you're a guy that came up with a big hit, or you were otherwise aggressive running through a block, you just showed some aggression out there, you definitely want to lead off with that, because it's going to capture that coach's attention. So big hits and aggression is the essence of football. And if you really want to capture that coach's attention and you have that kind of clip at some point in your season, probably would be best for you to lead off with that. The other thing that really jumps off the screen is speed. And I'm here to tell you, I don't care what division, what level of football is being coached, every single coach at every single level has a need for speed, is mesmerized by it. They want it, they're looking for it at every single position. Even offensive linemen need to be fast. You need guards now that can pull. You need centers that can get out and get to the second level. Has anyone seen the center for Iowa? That guy snaps, pulls, gets around the corner, and blocks guys on the edge. He wouldn't be able to do that if he didn't have some kind of speed. So at every position that you may play, you need to have some kind of speed. And if you do have it, that's something that's going to capture that coach's attention. So if you're a running back that hit an 80-yard run, if you're a kick returner that had a 90, 95-yard, 100-yard kickoff return, or you're a defensive back that had a long pick six or ran down a ball carrier that broke loose, that's definitely something you're going to want to lead off with. Show your speed as much as possible. And if you've got some really exciting clips with speed, think about leading off with one of those, because that is definitely an attention getter. Speed, 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 speed kills, and every coach is looking for it. Don't kid yourself. And the final thing that really does capture a coach's attention, this would kind of seem like the last thing I just talked about, but it doesn't always have to be. Hustle. Now, you may not be the fastest guy out there, but if you're a guy that hustles from sideline to sideline, for instance, a middle linebacker that makes tackles near the sidelines or turns around when a ball is thrown and can go make a tackle on a wide receiver 30, 40 yards downfield who had to avoid some other defenders, that's definitely going to stand out on film. It takes a lot of energy to play this game. Energy is infectious, and a guy that hustles is definitely a guy that is sought after by college football coaches. And it doesn't just have to be guys on defense. You can hustle on offense too. An offensive lineman that will pancake a guy on the line of scrimmage and hustle down the field to get out in front of a running back or a quarterback that's running. An offensive lineman that's getting out on screens and putting players down left and right in plays all the way from snap to whistle. That's definitely a guy that's going to capture a coach's attention, because they're always looking for guys that hustle. Coaches also know that guys that hustle tend to be guys that are easier to coach. These are guys that are willing to do everything that they are told to do to help the team win. And when you hustle, it just gives off that kind of attitude about yourself, and it really does start putting you in that pile of guys we may want to take another look at, guys we may want to offer. A guy that hustles is a guy that you can do something with on your football team. One way or another, he can help your team out. So if you're not a hustler right now, you definitely want to start thinking about being that type of guy. And if you have those kind of clips from your games throughout this season, don't forget to include those in your first 10 plays or your first 2 minutes of your highlight video. If you've got more than one, include them all, because hustle is something that coaches really warm up to. So in summary, the order is important because coaches watch hundreds and thousands of videos on prospects each recruiting cycle. And if you bore them to death, I can guarantee you they will turn it off. I've seen a coach turn a highlight video off 5 plays in. So you can't bore them to death. You can't just put it in the order in which your games occurred in the season. You definitely want to put your best play first and capture that coach's attention. How do you structure it? Within the first 10 plays, you need to show everything that you can do. You need to be able to tell your story about you, the football player, the prospect, within those first 10 plays. If you think about it in that aspect, you're going to do this thing the right way. You've got 10 plays to show whatever school, whatever coach it is, what you are as a football player. And then we talked about the things that capture a coach's attention. Aggression, big hits, moving guys out of the way, that's going to capture a coach's attention. Speed is where it's at. Everyone's looking for speed. So if you have some clips where you showed your speed, that's definitely going to capture a coach's attention, and you may want to lead off with that. And the final thing is hustling. Coaches love guys that hustle because they, tend to be infectious. They tend to influence other players to do the same. And when you get a whole team full of guys that are hustling, it's really hard to beat. So a hustler always has a place on a football team. So if you've got hustle clips, if you're a hustling kind of guy, you definitely want to show that and capture the coach's attention. All right, it's all about marketing yourself, capturing attention. It's very much like what you guys try to do on your social media profiles. You're always trying to capture likes, capture attention, get your followers up. The same thing comes to mind when you're trying to get a college coach's attention. You want to do the things that you need to do to get his eyes on you, maybe not on someone else. Start following you, start thinking about offering you a scholarship to their school, because that's the name of the game. You want to continue playing beyond high school and the college football ranks. All right, hope this video helped you. If it did, go ahead and like the video, share the video, and again, go ahead and subscribe. All right, go ahead and drop a comment on there as well. If you guys have any questions, I do read the comments. I will definitely answer your comments and or any questions that you guys may have. So go ahead and fill up the comment section with any questions that you guys may have about making highlight videos. There should be some. Listen, guys, I've been out there watching highlight videos, and some of you guys need a little bit of work with it. So if there's something that's on your mind that you're not sure about, go ahead and drop the comment here. If I can't answer it, I will find the answer for you and get you the help that you need. Okay, once again, thanks for watching, and Gridiron Studs, be seen.